Hi there, this is Amanda from Momming About with my first screen capture video for you guys. I'm going to show you how to do a simple header for your blog and how to put it in, and hopefully this all goes well since this is a first time thing. Open your image editing program. I have Photoshop already open because it takes a minute to load. If you do not have Photoshop, I would advise using GIMP. It has a lot of similar features, and this tutorial definitely should be pretty easy to translate into that program. You want to open a new file. I already know I want my width and height to be 1000 by 300. I know that because in the test blog and in Momming About, my blog is 1100 pixels wide, and I chose 1000 pixels wide for my header because I didn't want to have to take into account padding or margins and end up it having to be resized. So we're going to do 1000 by 300. You can adjust yours and experiment however you want. First thing I'm going to do is create a layer that is the same color as my background layer, which I will eventually delete, or a similar color, because then I can see how it will look on the blog. Personally, I like to save mine transparent, but for now we'll leave this layer on there. The next thing I'm going to do is choose a color similar to the one I'm using on my blog, just so you can kind of see how I had a color palette that I followed with this, but I don't have one right now. And I put in Mom About because my ing was, inserted in there. Now I'm going to go back to this, change it to a blue color. Oops. Need new text. So we need another layer. I keep clicking inside the same one. I'm going to put ing up there. Bring it down. I have, for Mom About, the text size is about 150 point, and for the ing right now I have it at about 72 point, which it'll probably stay there. Okay, now in my header I have the ing inserted, looking like it's being inserted. It's in a different font face. Need to undo that. ing, we need this. I wanted this in a different font face, preferably one I like. There we go. We'll just go with that for now, and a different color. And again, I used my color palette to guide me, so I mean, it would be great if you already had your colors picked out. If not, you could possibly pick them out yourself right here. For the little insertion mark that I have that looks like this, oops, well, maybe. Looks like this. After I put it in, found a font that used it the way I liked, which mine's bolded and everything. That is a forward slash and like a backward slash, which are located next to your shift key and above your enter key on a traditional keyboard if you for some reason wanted to make something like that. And see, I really like this one this time around. Now, the letters are really close together in this, and I believe I adjusted mine to be farther apart. Obviously, it's still got to fit. So, and I made this smaller A lot of really simple edits here just to get a kind of effect that I want. And obviously this isn't an exact replica, this is just a really quick. So something like that. For the mom about part, I double clicked, which brings up the blending options. You can also right click and go to blending options and add a drop shadow, which if you look, mom about has a drop shadow. And that just because this is a light color and a light background, that's why that's necessary. You'll notice that I did not do that with this, the ing. So drop shadows are really easy to add, just in Photoshop at least. I just clicked drop shadow. You can adjust everything from like the size to how far it spreads out. You can also instead do an inner shadow. I think those are really cool. You can do a stroke, which is an outline of the words, which I think is very simple and nice. Also, use something that is like slightly darker. And you have something simple like that. I was inspired by another blog to make a very simple header like this because I knew I could do it myself, and this was on a slightly more successful blog. I'm not sure which one it was at the time that just had something very simple like this. You can create a new layer if you have a brush that you really like that you think would be a great addition or representation of your blog. For example, I have no idea what I have in my brushes at all. Let's see if there's something in here that might be interesting. Here's just if you wanted to add something simple or anything like that, you could do that. Then we're going to delete that background layer because then we have this, and we'll save it. And I'm going to change it to PNG, which will save the transparency, and I'm going to save it as test blog header for now. And then once that is done, we need to go into our dashboard, which I am not in right now. So for the test blog, go into your dashboard, you click template right here, and you click layout right here. You edit it. Image should be checked from your computer. I prefer to upload mine straight to the blog whenever possible. Some people do it to photo bucket and put it in, but we're not. Test blog header. Have instead of title and description. Some people I guess have the description placed after the image, but I prefer just to have it like this. And then we're going to save. Very simple. Then refresh this, and we have that so far. So that was very simple. We added a header, and now with the background colors added, and which you should have known how to do if you looked at the last tutorial, we have something that's starting to look like more than just an empty blog. Alright, well, if you have any questions, then you can leave me a comment, and I will hopefully do some more screen capture videos. I'd like to know your opinion of them, if you liked them, if you prefer the picture tutorials like I did before, and just kind of let me know how everything went, and if you need any help or would like to see anything else that I might be able to help you with. So have a good day. Thank you for stopping by.